Ahoy, ladies and gents, how are you doing? Welcome to the BBC Spews. Huzzah! What's the date? It's the 12th of September, the day after the day that will long live in infamy for causing Bootneck to form his first ever rage boner. Yes, I was pegging my pants all day long on that dark day, champing at the bit to bomb the shit out of whoever had done it, the bastards. You know what a lot of people don't understand? When you hear Brits whinging, because, you know, we love a whinge about 9/11, as if it's a uniquely American thing. Obviously, the second biggest number of casualties from that dark day was the Brits, right? Obviously, we've got a close relationship with the Americans. I think we lost about 300 people on 9/11. So I think it's something that we should get worked up about just as much as anybody else, right? That sounds reasonable to me. Anyway, who's in? Oh, wow, 150 of yous. That's a bit. I can't name check everyone. That's. You're mob-handed today. I'll do the bottom line. Who's in? Kate. She's always in. All right, Kate. Winston, Matt McCoy, Frederick March, Jeff Wedden, Tess Darcy, Davy Boy, the Codhead. He's always in. And Carol Bacon. How are you doing? Baker. Richard Bacon. He liked a bit of Charlie, didn't he? Richard Bacon. Blue Van Man said no notification. What? They didn't send you a notification about me? Their most favouriteest YouTuber in the whole wide world. Susan, wouldn't do that to me? That raddled fucking slut. You know what pisses me off about YouTube? I did write to one of the guys a couple of months back and said, why is it that when I had 4,000 subscribers 18 months ago, I used to share my community posts and I used to get like 2,000 responses to it. And now I've got 10,000. I make one and the only people that see it are me and my fucking mother-in-law. Why is that? And they were like, no, I don't know. Maybe you're just not popular anymore. What? Even I've got 3 times as many people watching me. It's not the fact that they shadow ban you and they don't show anyone your work that annoys me. It's the fact that they just shamelessly and brazenly lie about it. Like, when you're a little bit older, you remember being a kid and being told you shouldn't tell lies. It was like a shameful thing to tell lies. These little weasels working in Silicon Valley think nothing of it. It's brazenly and blatantly lie to you. I don't like to use their terms, gaslighting. That's another shit term I don't like. But that's what they're doing. They basically say, nah, you're crazy. You're crazy. That doesn't happen. So what? I can't read. I can't do basic maths. I can't count past 100 and see that you blokes are absolutely taking the piss out of me on purpose. They're absolute arseholes. So I don't mind that they do it because we know they've got an agenda, and everybody knows they've got an agenda. But it irritates me when they deny it. It really irritates me. I've just noticed how creased up this shirt is as well. I haven't worn this for about 8 years, I don't think. Go Commando. It's one of those, obviously, it's one of those free ones you get when you're a bootneck and they're trying to get you to promote something. I think that they give this when we were doing a display team thing. I was helping out with the Birmingham NEC when we were on a stand down for a year. So I don't think this has been worn for many, many years, but that's obviously why it's creased. I feel as if it's a military shirt, you should at least iron the fucker. But apologies. Who cares? Who cares? Right. Do you actually want me to talk about the Queen? Because personally, again, being a reluctant monarchist, you all know my feelings about it. I'm up all night ironing the creases in. Yeah, good one. Good one. Hey, that reminds me, you know, when I was a kid, Chubby Brown used to live in the top end of Middlesbrough. And when I used to go to school, secondary school, we used to see him quite regularly. When he used to go to the local shops, we used to go down the village for lunchtime. You were only allowed to leave the premises and go to the village for lunch when you were in 5th year. And in 5th year, we used to see him every now and then at the shops. And I remember me and my mate Landy was stood in the queue for the bakers, and he was stood behind us. And he went, "No, then, Chubby, you fat cunt," because it was like basically it's customary if you're from Middlesbrough and you see Chubby Brown, you have to insult him. And he said to my mate, "Fucking hell, you want to buy your mum an iron for Christmas, don't you? You scruffy little twat." I thought it was brilliant, but not just because he was obviously responding to a 15-year-old boy, and he did it in such robust fashion. But he must get sick of getting tortured because everywhere he goes, if you play up to it and say, "Now then, fatty," he always has something clever to say back to you. So obviously, with teenagers, he used to torture us. And I remember once we all mobbed him with our homework diaries and got him to sign them for us. There's about 20 kids came around him when he started signing. You know what you like when you're a kid, you're daft. And he'd ask you your name and then just write a random swear word. So it'd say like "to Matt, cunt, chubby," or like "to Paul, fuck off, chubs." And we went back to school. Our form tutor was like, "Oh my God," everyone had like obscenities written all over the homework diary. But you couldn't really bollock us because obviously about 15 people in the class had it done. That was a good one. I remember she said everyone had to back the homework diaries after that, though. You know, they put like Christmas wrapping paper around it because we bumped into chubs at the shops. That is true, though. He's a nice fella. Again, like I said, he plays up with it. I think if you're a bunch of teenagers calling him fatty, he plays up with it, doesn't he, as a go? But he is a quality bloke. I think he's fantastic. If you can't tell, probably by my brand of sweary, puerile humour. Basically, a lot of people have told me throughout my life, you know, if I'm in a bar, I'm the funny bloke. Basically, I talk too much, and I've always got a humorous quip. But that a lot of that is because of Chubby Brown. I think when I was a kid, my dad used to have these tapes. You can see I'm showing my age. He used to have these tapes, you know, proper cassette tapes that you used to put in like a ghetto blaster and listen to. And when I was about 10, I was listening to them like really obscene comedy. And my dad would like go to the pub or what have you. And me and my mates still used to sit in my house listening to all these Chubby Brown tapes. I remember one of them was Piss Pot. That was the first one I had because it had like a cartoon on the front where he's like in a toilet. And I think I was listening to that when I was 10 years old and reading the Viz. There was like Viz comics in our bathroom that my dad used to read. So my ability to swear and turn a phrase quickly definitely comes from a childhood spent reading and listening to things I really, really shouldn't have been. So you've got me dad to thank for that one. Fuck off, slaphead. Nigel Benn. Oh yeah, well Nigel Benn was a bit of a. He was a hell of a boxer though. I do remember watching the fight as well. I think I was around my nana's house. I must have only been about 12 or something when I think it was Ben Eubank too, where they proper knocked the shite out of each other. That was a beauty. And Viz was absolutely fantastic, Blue Van Man, but only for about the first 60 or 70 issues, and then it quickly went downhill. But I know I have a periodic I have an almost photographic memory for Viz. I read so many, and then I used to ask me nana to get me a hardback book every Christmas. I've got all of them. I've still got them now. They're one of the few items that I shipped over here to California with me. I've still got about 13 Viz annuals like in my house here because I love them. But it was only up until about the first 70 issues, and I read Chris Donaldson's book called Rude Kids. I bought it off the Amazon store, and he talks about it. It just went downhill. And then basically they got bought out and now it's woke. Viz is like politically left wing now. Absolute shit. So I haven't bought it for about 10 years. But it was good back in the day, definitely. Anyway, got me off on a tangent there. I'm sick of talking about the Queen. As I said, you know how I feel about it. I'm a monarchist, keep them, doesn't do any harm. But I really do find it a little bit. It's over egging the pudding, this. I mean, she was an old woman. We knew it was coming. It's what made me laugh about the sweaties, you know, not the sweaties. I would like to point out from my last video, as everybody is aware of, that Bootneck is the anti-collectivist. I'm not a collectivist. When I'm taking the piss out of Scottish people, I do, of course, mean woke, far-left Scottish communists, not Scottish people. But again, you all know that. I've made the point on nearly every aspect of it. Like, I'm not a collectivist in any way. It's why I've always rejected race-based politicking. Like, and I know that annoys very right-wing YouTubers, but ultimately, it is all about your ideology, isn't it? It doesn't matter whether you're Welsh, Scottish, or Irish. The people that are all about the nation state and rejecting this globalist, let's make the entire world miserable. Let's make the entire world one gigantic shit country where everybody looks the same, and talks the same, and dresses the same. It's dog shit. It's a terrible idea. I only categorize people by their ideology, which, funny old thing, in a political way, is basically what all of the revered people from the past used to say, right? Starting with the oft quoted, I mean, annoyingly quoted at this point, because it's every day when they keep going on about it. Martin Luther King, I'm sick of hearing that quote. Every time you turn YouTube on and have a look at like Constantine and Francis or Sargon or anyone, everyone's going on, oh yeah, just content of your character. I'm sort of sick of hearing that quote. I think I need to come up with a similar version with swear words in it, because I'm sick of hearing that one. It's like, yeah, obviously we know that, but that was a political, my ideologies are basically a political version of that, isn't it? I don't judge anybody by what they look like or what country they come from or how old they are or what gender they are or who they put the cock in or who they rub their fanny against. All I like is people that respect freedom, actual liberal, libertarian types. I don't differentiate by anything else. And it's so obvious. It's so obvious. Martin Luther King gets, heralded as a hero for saying the obvious. Everybody knows this without even thinking about it. You socialize with people, you go to the pub with and drink with people that you get on with, and it's because you agree ideologically. It's not about sexuality or color or creed or religion or nationality or country of origin. It's like, are you a freedom-loving, liberally minded person who doesn't think it's fucking great to tell everybody what to do all the time? So I don't care. I don't care where you're from. If you're a globalist, anti-freedom, fucking deranged German in a bizarre Bond villain suit, talking about not owning anything and liking it, I don't like you. I don't like you. Klaus Schwab's not a black man. Nobody talks about Klaus Schwab. I'm assuming he's straight as well. He's a straight white man. I absolutely hate the twat. The baldy, geggy, monomaniacal Jerry fuck. I don't like him. And I like Germans I like gay, disabled German lesbians that don't like the EU and promote freedom for individual people. So you don't really need to worry about it, do you? You know all this stuff without reading it anywhere. So yeah, I'm not going to talk about the Queen. I've had enough of it. It's sad, but come on, like you don't need a week of news about the Queen being dead and everybody paying the respects. Like we all know. So I'm not going to talk about it too much. God rest her. She was a fantastic Queen. And that's the end of it, right? God rest her soul. Here's a good story. Sweden election result could take days as the vote is too close to call. Oh yeah. Is it? Or is it you need a few days to do a bit of shenanigans? Because if the one thing we've learned from the last few years, it's that when Gandalf's bollocking Saruman and he goes, he does not share power, but he's talking about Sauron. They don't share power. The woke overlords currently ruling the world from the shadows do not share power. And if they say, we need a few days because it's too close to call, what they really mean is, we need to get some fat bird in an old fucking Vauxhall Cavalier to drop off 6 bin liners full of votes. Oh, got a lot to talk about that. Susan doesn't like it. I'm just saying, why does it always take days? Why does it always take days? Everybody who's ever been or took part in an election in the UK is well aware that it really isn't difficult to get a few pensioners to stand around a couple of boxes and count things. That's a good point. Maybe it's time to get rid of our principles. I've always said, no, it's all about the principle. You should be proud of the man who looks back at you when you're facing the mirror. But maybe we should just hope that they cheat more, because they definitely cheat. They definitely cheat. Again, I can't talk about it. I'm especially avoiding talking about the country that I happen to be in, because the second you even discuss it, you get insta-banned. Long-term viewers will remember I got banned for like 2 weeks when I shared a Time magazine article. I didn't even go off-piece. I literally said, fuck me, have you seen this? They can't help but brag about it. And I shared a Time magazine article where they bragged saying, "Oh, we brought together a broad coalition of people to fucking cheat." That's basically what they wrote in a Time magazine article, and I just read the fucking piece and got banned for 2 weeks. They're like, "Oh, you're not allowed to say that." I mean, it really is blatant when you think about it. I mean, don't get me whinging about them again, but it really is. It's staggering that Silicon Valley and Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all of them, it's staggering that they still lie to your face and say, shadow banning, what's that? Like, it's staggering. Literally, share a Time magazine article, get banned for 2 weeks. That's what they were doing. Hunter Biden, his laptop. No, that's Russian disinformation. People have got banned. It's like, laptop banned. Like, and then they claim, they wait a few months and they go, what are you talking about, banning people? It's like, fucking, are you pulling my pisser? I don't know what else to say about it. Like, we're living in a fantasy land. And I've said it many times, it's crazy. I mean, the Meghan Markle thing, the reason I slag off Meghan Markle so much, and you're all aware of this, again, long-time viewers, it's because they're brazen and blatantly lie to your face, like in a staggeringly aggressive, loud and proud, diplodocus in a neon green shell suit. You can't miss it. You cannot miss it. They literally lie to your face about events that took place weeks earlier. It's been the same with everything. It's been the same with COVID. It's been the same with jabs. It's been the same with vax mandates. It's been the same with ivermectin, which I think you're allowed to say it now. Russell Brand's allowed to say it. So if I suddenly fucking disappear or a sniper blows my head off or fucking 8 blokes in black kick my fucking front door down and then bounce on my shit locker for the next 10 minutes live on YouTube, that's because I just said the I word. But basically, all they do is lie. Something happens and they say, no, that's definitely not a thing. That's definitely not a thing. Definitely not a thing. Definitely not a thing. And then they wait a week and go, we never said that definitely wasn't a thing. and I'm sitting at home, like, literally go, like, I cannot believe that they do it. And more people are, like, I can't believe there's only 265 people in here watching it. I can't believe there isn't 8 billion people, basically the entire population of the planet Earth, going, do they think we're all fucking mental? Like, they've done it with everything. The I word, Joe Rogan, again, he's the one who popularized everyone talking about it, but it was used for decades. It was in common use in humans for decades. And then because they wanted everybody to take that, whatever shitty tablet it was that AstraZeneca or Pfizer were promoting, they said, oh, if you even mention the drug on YouTube, you get banned for a fucking month. And then they did that for 6 months. And then they go, oh, yeah, we never said that. What are you talking about? No, we've always said that was good. No, you didn't. And Meghan Markle is a class example. And that's why she annoys me so much. And that's why I absolutely hate her. And anybody who's got a memory retention better than that of a drunk goldfish should absolutely hate Meghan Markle, because what she's done there is basically try and gaslight an entire country. Because you can even go online now and Google it and look at the old stories before they got married, like a few months before they got married. It was universally positive. Everyone was sucking her off, especially all the... Because think about it. She's a woke twat. And the British media is... Let's have a look, shall we? Let's do 10. I'm sure I can reel off 10 if I just put a bit of effort in. So let's think of big media in the UK. We've got BBC. In fact, I'll do it on hand. This is my right hand. Yeah, so we'll do the right wing on here and we'll do the left. We'll see if I can manage 5 of each, because I don't think I'll be able to. I think I can do 10, but I bet you I can't do 5 of each. So the ones that sprint to mind, let's do it. Left hand, we've got BBC, left. Daily Mirror, left. Telegraph, right. Give you that one. And then we've got Sky News, left. Channel 4, left. LBC, left. Who else have we got? Talk Radio, can we give them right? Are they right? I think they're more centre left, to be honest, but I'll give them right. Just so we're up to 5-2 already. So, I mean, I don't need to go on. Daily Mail's right, yeah. What else have we got? But the really important ones in this day and age are the Silicon Valley, the internet-based ones, and the radio and TV-based ones. And overwhelmingly, everybody knows the big five are all left-wing. And it's Sky News, Channel 4, BBC, Independent, and The Guardian. They're like the five biggest ones. Guardian and Independent are all over the internet. The i.co.uk is Independent, right? It's BBC, Sky News, Channel 4, Independent, Guardian. They're the big five, and they're all left-wing. And LBC is the biggest radio now, probably, and that's left-wing. So why would the media be slagging off Meghan Markle for no reason when they're all left-wing? And if you are one of those woke twats, one of the rare woke twats who watches me, if you're going to tell me with a straight face that the BBC, Sky News, or Channel 4 are right-wing, then we really have entered clown world. Like, that's like, you might as well tell me Mini-Me was the tallest man in America. Fucking Christian Bale in The Machinist was the fattest bloke in your local. It's like, it's the exact opposite of the truth, which is all the left do now. They just do nothing but lie, but it's the exact opposite of the truth. Sky News are very, very left-wing. They've always been left-wing, certainly in the last 10 years. UK. Kay Burley and that fucking Beth Ingram, or whatever the fuck she's called, gobbing off all the fucking time. Boris Johnson had a cake. Boris Johnson had a cake. Next thing, she's doing a line off a sailor's cock in a fucking nightclub in Soho. These people are unbelievable. Unbelievably brazen lies. So Sky News, Channel 4, BBC. There's the big three, and LBC is the biggest one on radio. And all four of them are left-wing. So don't tell me that they were going, we fucking hate Meghan Markle. And it's like, Meghan Markle was praised uniformly by the media for about 18 months. And then all we got was Meghan Markle's fucking brilliant. Everybody loves Meghan Markle. Oh, it's so good. Some new blood for the royal family. Blah, 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 fucking blah. And then all the stories started emerging from Wimbledon. And apparently she was rude. She was impolite to a load of old people. She broke the common tradition of meeting the public gallery for 10 minutes and shaking a few pensioners' hands. And I remember listening to an old woman talking to the Daily Mail, and she said, and it sticks out in my mind because even the policeman looked embarrassed. She said, they always come and meet us, they always say hello and shake a few hands. And when the policeman came out and said, oh, Meghan doesn't want to see any of you, you've all got to clear off, she said the policeman looked embarrassed. And that was the day it turned. And I can remember it. And if you pay attention, you can remember it. So that's the point. These people are what, again, I don't like using the term, but gaslighting is what they're doing. They're basically telling the masses, you're crazy. What, you remember me 2 weeks ago being adored and worshipped all the time? Nah, that never happened. That never happened. They've always hated me. What, you remember 50,000 people lining the streets in London and all cheering things like, we love you, Meghan. Oh, we love you, Meghan. Oh, you're going off, look gorgeous in your dress. That never happened. No, they were throwing fucking bananas at me and making monkey noises. They weren't. No, they were. I looked out, there was a lot of West Ham fans with an inflatable banana going, like a 1970s fucking football match in Spain. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. First of all, it didn't happen because you're not black. My nutsack has got more of a tan on it than Meghan fucking Markle. So please stop saying she's black. She isn't. She isn't. And I don't get called black either. She's not black. And everybody was worshipping the ground she walked on for a couple of years. And then she started being a lying, sneaky, rat-faced fucking harlot. And everybody turned against her. And she went, it's because I'm black in it. It's not. It's not. Because you're a liar. You've got the charm and the charisma of a boot in the bollocks. Nobody likes you. Even if she'd have held her hands up and said, I'm sorry, everyone. I didn't know that you were supposed to meet the public. I'm ignorant. I'm new to all this. I'm sorry. People would have forgiven her. Kate started off quite slowly. If you all remember, Kate started off quite slowly. A lot of people had to go at Kate in the first few months because she was gobbing off a little bit. And then obviously they took it to one side and said, listen, Kate, if you want the people to like you, you've got to do X, Y, and Z. Just be receptive. Pretend you're interested even if you're not. And she went from being quite disliked to very well liked. And me again, because she's a self-trimming narcissist, didn't have the brains to do it. So instead of saying, fair one, I fucked up, I'll try and be better, she just started gobbing off and playing the race card and saying, it's because I'm black, it's because I'm a woman, it's because I'm American. It's because I'm a woman. Remember them saying that? Misogyny. Oh, it's misogyny. Like what? Did Princess Diana have a cock? Did she? Floorjaw. Was Princess Diana wielding a 10-inch clitoris and a fucking gnarled forearms like Popeye? I don't think so. Did the Queen have a fucking all beef thermometer? Did she? Did I miss that one? Is there a few grainy images of the Queen shifting a nutsack to one side at an engagement? You know, pulling a wedgie out of her ass and then just like flopping a fucking tackle out somewhere. Misogyny. Like, it's laughable on the face of it. They were crying about misogyny in the UK when we had the Queen, Amber Rudd was the Home Secretary, Theresa May was the Prime Minister, Nicola Sturgeon was the Prime Minister of Scotland. Misogyny. That was about the time it started, wasn't it? Because it's because I'm a woman. It's misogyny. We've got the Queen, the Scottish PM, the English PM, the Home Secretary, basically, and the Chief of the Metropolitan Police. So all 5 of them were women. All 5 of them. PM, Home Secretary, Chief of Police, Queen, Scottish PM. All 5 of them. And she was like, because I'm a woman, innit? No. You're not black. You're not hated because you're a woman. You're hated because you're a lying slut bucket. That's why. Anyway, sorry for going on a rant about Meghan. You lot set me off. You lot. I don't know how you got me there. Let's at least do one story before we call it a day, shall we? And I'm just going to have a bit of tea because I'm a bit parched. Right. Sweden election result could take days, so we can fill some bin liners with ballots. Let's have a look. Sweden's election was too close to call on Sunday night. Prime Minister Magdalena Andersson said exit polls predicted victory for the incumbent left-wing coalition, but results suggested the right bloc could narrow win. Well, do you know why this is? This is another thing that makes me laugh. Actually, let me blow that up a little bit. Right? Exit polls at first predicted victory for the incumbent left-wing coalition, but results later suggested the right-wing bloc could narrowly win. They make out as if this is shenanigans on the lefties. They go, ooh, what's going on here? The exit polls are wrong. It's like, yeah, because you twats have spent the last... When did woke really become a thing? Sort of 5 or 6 years ago? It was basically after Brexit vote, wasn't it? That was when woke went crazy. You fuckers tyrannize, bully, intimidate, get people fired, assault them, throw things at them, throw milkshakes up people's faces and say, oh, that's not assault. Like, that's another classic case of gaslighting, isn't it? I remember arguing with some woke twat on Twitter, and it was after Nigel Farage got milkshaked by a big fat soy boy in Newcastle. Middle class as well, because it was like a Five Guys salted caramel or something. It wasn't a 79 pence one from fucking Lidl. You could tell if it was a borough lad, because he just slung a bottle of council pop in his face. He just slung an 89 pence Yahoo milkshake on him. So some big fat Geordie soy boy with his £8 milkshake threw it up Nigel Farage's jacket. And there was woke twats on Twitter saying, that's not assault. It's only a milkshake. Yeah, it's only a milkshake, like, it's not assault. Oh, really? Really? Again, like a good example of them just being fucking crazy. It's not assault, it's only a milkshake. I said, all right then, dickhead. Phone me when your mum croaks it. When your mum kicks the bucket, yeah, and you and your dad are fucking carrying the coffin into the church, I'll just rock up with a pint of milkshake and go, have that, you cunt. And I'll cover your old fella. Like as if the world's biggest albatross just dive bombed him and shit all over him. See if he thinks that's assault, shall we? It's the definition of it. You're not allowed to throw shit at people. That's it. If you so much as have a polite disagreement with Diane Abbott and go, fucking hell, send him to jail. But they're literally assaulting people. And when you say, well, you're not allowed to do that, they go, yeah, that's not assault, that. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And if you think it isn't, phone me before your mum's funeral and I'll come and fucking decorate you while you're carrying the casket. See if you think it's assault then, you commie bastard. But yeah, that's why the exit polls predicted victory for the left wing, because everybody lies. And the reason everybody lies at the exit poll is because you make them lie, because you assault people. All the time. You bully, you victimize, you intimidate, you assault, you get them fired, you try to get them cancelled, you try to get the banks to stop accepting the credit cards, anything, any dirty trick in the commie handbook. So of course the exit polls are wrong. I'd do it for bants. If I was walking out of the thing after just voting for the right-wing bloke and some pollster stopped me and went, who did you vote for? I go, who's the most far left? This guy. Oh, yeah, him, yeah. Yeah. Peace, man. Love Trump's head. Yeah. Orange man bad. Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Because it's bants, innit? I'll definitely do it over here in the States. I'd love to do it. Come out, yeah. Who did you vote for? AOC. Oh, AOC's not. No, that's in New York. The one like oh, you mean Democratic far left wanker? This guy. Yeah, him. Yeah. I love that guy. Why do you like him? Love Trump's head. Oh, brilliant. Oh, brilliant. Yeah. You're a political savant, you, mate. So that's why the fucking exit polls are wrong. Christ on a bike. Crime and integration of communities were major issues in this campaign, and the far-right Sweden Democrats look set to become the second largest party, of course so. But it could take until Wednesday for all the votes to be counted. Soon after polls closed, an early exit poll suggested the lefties were going to win. There's no way they're going to win. Unless they cheat, there's no way they're going to win. 49.8 compared to 49.2. If you think only 0.6% of the people going in and coming out were willing to lie about it to rabid, communist, far-left newsreaders and journals for a bit of bants, you need to give your head a shake. There's no way the lefties have won. More than 0.6. I'd say 3 or 4% of people lie. I would. Surely it's higher than 0.6% who are just going, oh, yeah, I voted for the far-left one. Yeah, cheers. See you later. So we'll see. The left celebrations were premature. Hey, funny old thing. As later partial results put the right-wing group ahead with 176 of 349 seats in Parliament after 94% of districts were counted. As the race is so close, the final results may have to wait until all votes, including postal and advance votes, are counted over the next few years. And here we fucking go. And that's where they get to stitch up. And it'll be the same old chestnut, won't it, where maths just goes completely out the window. Like, it's dead heat. It's almost the dead heat. And then they'll get 400,000 votes at 2 o'clock in the morning and they'll count them. And funny old thing, instead of it being more or less a dead heat, like everywhere else, all across the country, they'll count 400,000 votes. And weirdly, 388,000 of them will be for the left wingers. And they'll go, didn't see that coming. Yeah, well, neither did I, you cheating bastards. So, yeah, that's what's going to go down, isn't it? Whatever the result, the far-right Sweden Democrats have made significant gains. One thing I will say is, how far-right are they? I don't know enough about Swedish politics. I'd love somebody in the chat who lives up there to let me know, because the problem is, nowadays they call everybody far-right. Like, everybody's far-right. When Boris Johnson, this is a classic example. I was talking politics in the pub yesterday with one of the old blokes who drinks in my logo. And he's a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat, one of the few ones around here. And I said to him, yeah, but you're always wrong, though. He was like, oh, Liz Truss, she seems like a bitch. And I was like, yeah, but you're always wrong, though. You said that Boris Johnson was far-right. And he was like, yeah, well, he sort of was. He agreed with Trump on a lot of things. I was like what? Like what? They say everybody's far-right now. Boris Johnson, CNN, MSNBC, everyone out here in America was calling Boris Johnson far-right. Far-right. He's let more people into the UK in the last 2 years than at any time in human history, right? Give more people visas, open door immigration, did nothing about the dinghy divers, nothing. constantly whinged about extinction, about climate change, loving a bit of Greta Thunberg, the little fucking doom goblin, and then doing exactly what the globalist shills want with Ukraine. The British, per capita, have given more aid to the Ukrainians than the Russians. So now, Boris Johnson's the fucking best thing since sliced bread, but they were like, oh, no, but he was far right, but he sort of changed his mind. Now he's good. No, you're just wrong all the time. So they were calling Boris Johnson far right. And then everything he did in his entire tenure was lefty drivel. So I'd love to know if Jimmy Akerson is actually far right, or is he just a normal, boring, centre-right conservative saying we should keep Sweden the way Sweden's always been? Like, I'd love to know. Is he fucking far right? Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying right now. Boris, everyone was calling him far right. Everybody. They still do it now in England. Oh, my God, Boris Johnson far right. Now he's gone. Fucking hell, Liz Truss far right. These are all boring, woke, centre-left politicians. All of them. None of them are right-wing. So I want to know, is Jimmy Akerson actually right-wing or not? I'll have to do some reading and we'll see. I'll talk about it more on my next stream. But I'd be very, very, very surprised if the Sweden Democrats are genuinely far right, because almost nobody's far right nowadays. Far right is disagree with Owen Jones, slightly disagree with Owen Jones. Fucking hell, Mussolini, you cunt. Not really. So there we go. I'm interested to see. Analysis by a fucking idiot. Analysis by Maddie Sacker Shit Stockholm. It's like Maddie Savage has got the IQ of a fucking pull-along duck. I guarantee you. Sweden used to complex coalition politics, but even here it's nail-biting. There is a lot to digest. Magdalena's Social Democrats Party looks certain to remain the largest. Yeah, certain. Of course it's certain to remain the largest because you were a cheating bastard. That's why. The anti-immigration Sweden Democrats are on course to come in second place. So let's see. And they have a third largest party, the moderates, who could become prime minister in a future right-wing government, since he's the most palatable option with a block of right-wing parties hoping to veg the majority. Yeah, so we'll see. Neo-Nazis, really? Are the Sweden Democrats really neo-Nazis? Answers on a postcard, anyone in Sweden? Oh, shit, it's 2:15. Right, I've got to go, ladies and gentlemen. I've got shit to do and people to see. I'm going to do a bit of reading on the Sweden Democrats, and my next stream we'll talk about it a bit more, because I'd fucking love to know if they are actually right of centre, or they simply occasionally disagree with Klaus and the woke mob. Let's see, shall we? Thanks for tuning, as always. For some reason, I appear to have moved off the shit list momentarily and got a couple of dozen subs last night, so don't know why. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Like I said, the people that run this fucking platform are completely off their tits. And that's just the way of it. But thanks for tuning in. I'll probably do a stream tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know exactly what my work schedule is going to be. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Cheers for liking it and sharing it and all that bollocks for all the good that it does. And I will see you all very soon. All right? Toodle pip. See you in a bit.